gentlemen, welcome to the very first episode of Bagged and Board here on Rogue Villain Media. I am Vlad St. Valentine, and with me is the hostess with the Ramoses, Mr. Caidan Ramos.
How's it going?
This is our comic show, man. We've been telling you guys we were going to do this for a while. We finally have gotten around to it. Finally got off our dead asses. So we're going to start off with Three Jokers, which is a new series that just came out. 3-book story arc by Geoff Johns, who is the wonderful writer behind the expanded Lantern universe, as it were, the expanded spectrum. So he's one of my favorite writers of all time. Obviously. When are we gonna get your Atrocitus tattoo, man?
I don't know if I want the Atrocitus tattoo. I think I just want the lantern symbol.
To go over the premise of this book, it's probably gonna be best if we go over the history of the Joker, because the three Jokers in this storyline are basically representing the Joker through the three main eras of comic books that he's existed in. Your golden, your silver, and your modern age. We start off with, they've labeled themselves 1, 2, and 3. 1 is the criminal, 2 is the comedian. Yes?
I think so.
And then 3 is the comic.
Clown.
The clown. No, sorry, I got the way around. The clown is number 2 and the comedian is number 3. Yes, because storyline wise. Got it. All right. So starting off with number 1, the criminal, that represents Golden Age Joker. When we first were introduced to the Joker, who is based on Conrad Voight's, is that how you say his name? The Man Who Laughs.
Yep.
That image. Some of you guys might know him. It's the actor who played that was the same actor who played the Somnambulance in the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. If any of you guys don't know what the hell you're talking about, just go watch these movies and you'll figure out where Tim Burton got all of his shit from. Original Joker was a homicidal criminal mastermind who had a sick, perverse sense of humor and enjoyed, torturing others and got pleasure out of that. So the Joker initially starts off as a devious, character. When we get to the comic book authority in the Silver Age, and that's when you start getting the more cartoony version where, kidnap Robin and try to ransom back to Batman, but Batman would pay with a check and he would get arrested trying to cash the check. Like the goofy crap.
Yeah, when they started cleaning everything up.
Which was 56 or 70s or Silver Age. So the one thing the Silver Age did give us, though, was a lot of the trademark Joker shtick, the over-the-top criminal antics and the over-the-top routine whenever he was committing his crimes. Also, what it gave us was, the razor cards, the acid flower, and things like that. When we got to the Bronze Age, though, and then up into the Modern Age, they started moving back towards the more violent character, moving away from schoolboy stories as they were saying it, because there's a period of time where one of the editors didn't like the Joker, and he would have become an obscure nobody if it weren't for Cesar Romero's portrayal of him on the TV show. But the camp of the TV show and the comic books were reflecting each other, but the series and the book sales were going down and down. That's when they decided to shift back towards less schoolboy adventures and more. I guess they had their Christopher Nolan moment in the 70s. After that, of course, we start getting in, returning the Joker a little bit to his roots. We get the more violent stuff, the more violent aspects of him. That's the Bronze Era is when we get the laughing fish and stuff like that. And then once we hit the mid 80s, that's when we get Alan Moore's Killing Joke and things like that. His was in 88. Yeah. But that's when we started getting the Joker that we really know today. Now, that Bronze Era definitely influenced the modern era. It influenced the animated series. And so the Bronze Era leading into the modern era, that's basically 3. 3 is basically those two. That's really kind of the same thing. It's back to the Joker as we know him today, the sadistic, fucked up with the Red Hood background being as implied as his real origin. Did that in Killing Joke, and I tried to look it up and I couldn't find it. I need to go read Killing Joke again. Did he have a name in Killing Joke?
I remember looking that up, and I don't think that they mentioned a name.
For some reason, I don't know why, I always thought it was the name that they used in the Batman 89. The fuck was the
Napier?
Yeah, Jack Napier. I don't know for whatever reason, I kept thinking that was the name that was used, but I don't guess it was.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing a name.
Our story here actually involves all 3 of these Jokers existing at one time and operating in harmony and in unison. And it's one of those things that dances way too close to the line of an origin story for the Jokers. I think they tried to dance the line, and I think they fell over it a few times, uh, to my dismay. But ultimately, I don't think it was bad.
No, it was a well crafted story. I agree. They stepped over the line on some of the parts, but overall, in the end, I was satisfied with it.
Yeah, they took care of our three Joker paradox by the end of this thing, and I think really kind of solidified the attitude of what we all kind of felt about the character. Uh, I mean, the Joker's rant at the very end, spoilers, definitely kind of, I think, reflected what most true fans really feel about him
Hmm.
and what he should be and what he should represent. I think Geoff Johns, more than anybody else, it seems, gets it as far as who these characters are deep down.
Yeah,
I don't know that I care for knowing this much about him. You know what I mean?
that's a fair point.
So with that, let's get into the first book, and we will go short beat for beat through these guys and tell you some of the major plot points and what happens, and then discuss some of the bigger stuff in case you're wondering what the hell we're gonna be doing with these things. Or I could just shut the fuck up and let you watch. One more thing about the history that I did not realize when I was doing research on this is I didn't realize that Bill Finger was the one who wrote the Red Hood backstory. I thought that was a much later invention.
Huh.
I didn't realize that wasn't an Alan Moore Killing Joke thing. That shows how ignorant my dumbass is about this stuff. But yeah, apparently in 1951, Bill Finger wrote the Red Hood origin for the Joker.
Huh.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I guess we're fucking casuals.
Yeah, no shit, dude. I feel unqualified to sit here and talk about this now.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
Yeah. So we open up the series in book one with the Batman driving the Batmobile back to Wayne Manor and crashing into his parents' headstones. He stumbles into the Batcave, and Alfred has to help him and cuts his suit off of him. And we get a nice montage establishing kind of the theme of this entire book, which is scars and pain, emotional and physical. Because we get a nice montage of all the different battles Batman's been through, interspliced with the scar that's left on his body. And then it goes to Joe Chill gunning down his parents because you can't have a damn Batman story without going through that again.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't mind it so much this time because the purpose was to compare the mental scar, remind us of the mental scar in
Overall, to his body scars.
yeah, exactly. To file it all. We're getting a list of scars, and that needs to be included in there just as much as the physical ones do, because it's the most
If
important
not
one.
more so. Yeah.
Without just showing us the death again, this actually puts in a little bit of a more poignant context than me just having to sit through the damn Wayne's getting gunned down in an alleyway one more damn time because I'm so sick of seeing that scene. I get it. I know why Batman's Batman.
Yeah. It's that scene and then the Uncle Ben scene in Spider-Man.
I don't even think the Uncle Ben one's is bad. Like every Batman one is him like remembering that and brooding over. At least Spider-Man's not nearly as broody. He got over it a long time ago. He's got a great sense of humor. It's another one of the things I want to say about current Batman writers is current Batman writers are just constantly having to apologize for failing the various Robins and sidekicks he's taken on. At one point in time, you go, all right, listen, you whiny ungrateful fucks. I'm just gonna stop taking on sidekicks. Fuck you guys. I'm Batman. Don't need you anyway.
Yeah. That's a fair point. He doesn't really need anybody. Like all of his gadgets and everything. He has stuff to take down the Justice League. Like he's good on his own. You
Yeah.
don't need anybody.
I mean, we've seen what, like, if you, especially if you're reading the Dark Knight Death Metal series, which we'll get to eventually, the Robin King and the shit, like you can see what a Bruce Wayne is capable of when he's, completely fucking evil and completely ruthless. Batman can do whatever the hell he wants to if he really applied himself to that sort of thing. It's his limits and moral codes. That's the problem. But yeah, give me Batman planning over any Omega level superhero or mutant any day of the week. While we get this montage, though, we get our first report of a Joker gunning down a crime family. So the first report of the Joker, we hear he's gunned down last members of a crime family. From this, we cut to Barbara Gordon burning out a treadmill while she's watching television, and we get a second report of another Joker who has killed a comedian who used to go by Fat Man and wear a bat suit on stage as part of his act. So I'm guessing that's probably why he was chosen.
Targeted. Yeah.
She burns out the treadmill, walks out, badass, yada, yada, yada.
And everybody in the gym's like, damn, she did another one. We're gonna run out of these treadmills. Our membership prices keep going up.
She sent to ask Bruce for some money for a treadmill.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you donate some treadmills to my gym? I'm kind of burning them out.
Why don't you just let me build you one? No, I like the gym.
I like to scare people by running out treadmills and stuff. I like breaking these poor people's fucking equipment and walking away like a badass and doing nothing about it and forgetting my responsibility and then getting all high-minded with fucking Red Hood later. Sorry, I forgot. Before we leave Barbara, after she's done burning out the treadmill, we go to a shower scene with her where we go to, again, the wound in her belly button from, or up near her abdomen from when she was shot by Killing Joker, establishing that's part of the Oracle stuff. All this is still part of this timeline. From there, we go to Red Hood, beat up a bunch of Joker thugs in a cemetery, just completely whipping their ass. He's listening to a radio reporter on his helmet about a third Joker who's been over at Ace Chemical. And, just some gratuitous Red Hood violence. Again, reminding us of his mental scars from what the Joker did to him, nearly beating him to death and leaving him for dead and so on and so forth. Because I think Red Hood is definitely a bigger character in this than just about anybody, even more than the Jokers, and there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
The Red Hood's pain and trauma and what he's gone through and just the pain and trauma the Joker has inflicted on all of these people is the central theme here and the lasting scars of it all. But I definitely would say that Jason gets the closest thing to a story arc here.
Yeah, it seems to focus mainly on Jason as far as on the hero side.
Yeah. But, like that assholes do a decent character arc because he's been insufferable since his inception. I don't like him. I don't like the character. I don't mind him so much as the Red Hood. He was definitely an awful Robin. But I get why he's got an attitude, but the characters with an attitude just kind of give people, the characters you like shit constantly. And it's just like, man, can we get to the arc where you just get the fuck over it? Eventually we have to get to that arc, right? Where you just, you drop the fucking attitude and quit being a pain in the ass constantly. Which we'll get to in this book, actually, because the Joker kind of actually addresses what a pain in the ass Red Hood is. And a brilliant, brilliant scene at the end of this first book. Spoilers. So now that we've established there's been 3 crimes committed by the Joker all at the same time, we go to Ace Chemical where Commissioner Gordon and Detective Bullock and all, or he's Captain Bullock now? Or is he Commissioner Bullock? And
no, I think Gordon's still a commissioner in this one.
All right, because I think I'm reading the Batman main series too, and I think Gordon's moved on. I think Bullock's commissioner in the main Batman series.
Yeah.
So it all runs together sometimes. But Bullock and Gordon are there, and the cops are checking it out. Ace Chemical, there's 3 dead men who have been, Jokerified, and one's got the old Red Hood costume on. They're basically there as, representatives of the 3 men who were there that night when the Joker was turned into the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Batman comes up and figures out, they're not unidentifiable and that they're probably homeless and that they're there as a diversion because they didn't notice the tire track. And we're not talking about the tire tracks. There's been chemicals stolen. There's a truck missing here. One of the bodies pops up though, and one of the guys is still alive. So give him some antitoxin and start to rush him to the hospital. Batman and Batgirl follow the ambulance, and turns out Red Hood was one of the paramedics, and he starts to try and interrogate the guy and beat him up. And Batgirl and Batman have to stop him and be like, listen, we need to work together. You need to calm your little ass down, And Red Hood's like, I've been tracking him since he broke out. I'm going to get him, I'm going to take care of him and be done with this for good. Batman's like, just calm your little fucking ass down. We'll all take care of this together. We need to work together. Just quit being a pain in my ass. In nicer words.
Yeah.
In a much more subtle Batman sort of way. I'm just interpreting what he meant. So we go from there to the Joker arriving at the hideout, driving the chemical truck, or one of the Jokers. And he knocks on the door, and that's when we get confirmation that there are indeed more than one Joker, because the door is answered by Joker. And they refer to the old man in the other rooms waiting for them, and the old man is another Joker, who I'm guessing his little crinkly lip, I guess, is that little throwback to Cesar Romero's mustache that they caked over with makeup. That's unless they just try to make him look old. The back and forth, though, between the Jokers was always delightful. Watching them talk to each other was always fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird seeing anyone defer to any Joker defer to another person at any given time. But since it's another Joker, you're kind of just like, there was a little bit of a balance between them. But number one was obviously in charge. So he tells one of the guys to go set up the factory, one of the Jokers, and then the other one's going to help him with the casting call. I really love how Geoff Johns built a story. And this one definitely unfolds, because we only got 3 books, but the pace in which it unfolded didn't feel too long, didn't feel drug out, didn't feel too rushed because we only had 3 books to do it. I mean, relatively thick books, but like the pacing, the timing, the reveals, what they let you know when they let you know it, so you didn't feel in the dark, but at the same time there was still much to learn as it went along, or still some twists and surprises.
Yeah.
I just stop and praise the whole thing, because ultimately this is a pretty good series.
It was definitely very good. And one of the things I liked about in this part in particular, when he's talking about setting up the plan, was he's like, all right, which one of y'all's gonna do it? They're like, they both go, me. And so he's like, all right, well, we'll flip a coin for it. And they both call heads.
Both scream, I win.
Yeah, both scream, I win. Essentially saying that, yes, we are the same person,
And then he just picks arbitrarily anyway.
Yeah. Because chaos.
So after this, our 3 heroes for the tale, Batman, Batgirl, and Red Hood, follow a lead to the aquarium, where we find the tanks full of Joker toxin and the fish having turned, which, we've seen the piranha Joker fish before, but this time there's a giant fucking shark who's been turned, which was awesome.
Great white shark or something.
That was huge. That was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty sick to see a Jokerized shark.
Yeah.
I bet Batman's like, where's that fucking Adam West shark repellent now, man? That shit would have been useful.
Hand me down the shark repellent bat spray.
So we get the laughing fish back, and we also get the return of Gaggy, one of the Silver Age sidekicks, part of the Goofy era stuff. I think he was Silver Age when his first appearance was. Let me look and see. I think I wrote this down somewhere. I made a special note for Gaggy. Appeared in 66, so that was, yes, during that smack dab in the middle of the Goofy Adam West Batman TV show era. So yeah, Gaggy was a fucking punchline from the get-go. But they made him kind of sadistic and creepy in this. So way to bring him back, even if it was only for a couple of panels, and make him more effective than he's ever been in his entire existence.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
But he's got a little cattle prod. He sticks Red Hood while they're all, fighting Joker's thugs, and Red Hood's like, fuck this, and just shoots the aquarium glass out.
Well, he tries to shoot Gaggy, but Gaggy ducks out the way and ends up shooting the glass.
You know what? I'm not going to try and guess what he was aiming for. Either way, it was effective, but the glass breaks and that giant shark just eats Gaggy's little ass, and it was phenomenal. Not going to lie.
Nope. The shark looked very satisfied too.
It died on the floor. It's like, you know what? This thing tastes a little funny. God, got him, coach. So after Gaggy is valiantly defeated, Joker number 2 shows up and throws a bowl full of laughing fish at them, but just gets his ass whipped in a second. Like the Silver Age Joker would in the modern tough Batman era, because he's goofy. They tie him up though, and this is probably one of the best scenes. This might be my favorite scene, except for the opening of book 2. This might be my favorite scene in the whole series. The Joker goes on and starts fucking with Jason Todd's head.
While they're waiting for Arkham transport.
They're waiting for transport, and Batman fucks off because after they had captured this Joker, he gets a call from Commissioner Gordon saying they've got another Joker pinned down. So Batman fucks off to go deal with that Joker. Batgirl and Red Hood wait with this Joker tied up. They're going through his stuff. He does his spitting acid flower routine again. But he starts just fucking with Jason Todd's head, just royally getting to it, man. And he's like, I remember that night I cracked your skull, and starts, just going through it and reliving it again. He's like, do you remember what you said to me when you were begging me to stop? You said you would do anything. You said you'd be my Robin. He's like, look at you now, man. You're running around, you're shooting people, you're being a pain in Batman's ass. You are my Robin.
Yeah.
And
Wonderful, wonderful line.
oh yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal. And of course, Red Hood snaps and shoots this Joker in the head. Batgirl, of course, tries to stop him, by throwing a batarang, which misses. And she's, starts yelling at him. He's like, well, yeah, when was the last time you missed? So obviously you wanted this too a little bit. And she's like, fuck you, and walks out, And, he's put them and then this will come up, in the later issues. The big issue now is he's put them in a terrible position because they should turn him in for murder, but they can't because she's the only witness, and doing so would meaning unmasking Batgirl and potentially
in Red Hood
and Batman. Well, unmasking Red Hood doesn't matter at this point. He's a murderer, right?
Yeah.
You're going to take him in, but in order to press charges, Bruce and Baz would have to unmask as well.
Yeah.
And so they just got to let him walk away from this. Otherwise, risk not being able to protect people at large. So, real shitty thing he's done. Or not, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah. Everyone's their own hero and their own story.
But yeah, Barbara storms out on him, and Jason just hopes that was the real Joker. And that's how we end book 1 with one Joker down. And what a hell of a way to start. The dialogue and the diatribe that the Joker lays on Jason Todd at the end of this was fucked up, but super entertaining.
Very well done.
Very well done. Really got in his head, really twisted that knife in the way that only the Joker can do. So I definitely think it gives it did the character justice. Even if this is a Silver Age goofy one who just wanted to cause pain and just wanted to be, because even the Silver Age, like number 2, the clown, because he's clownish. Even he was played, more sinister, or at least they tried to play him as more of a threat than he definitely was in the campy days. So
yeah,
it wasn't too over the top goofy. I mean, look at the way Gaggy was portrayed. He was just a little more scary and the giant fucking shark instead of just, goofy little fish. So they tried to turn him up to 11 to make him somewhat more intimidating. And it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. I liked it. So that was book 1. Book 2, and I said the end of book 1 may have been my favorite, but this is the scene that rivals it, is the opening to book 2, where we see Joker 3 show up at arrive home at what's presumably his wife and his kid's house. The wife, is obviously a beaten spouse who's terrified that husband's home and wants to make sure dinner's just right. She's obviously completely terrified. And she's trying to get the son to come down. He doesn't want to. Obviously, he's terrified of the father. You think to yourself, has the Joker like killed this person's the dad here, and he's like got these people hostage and forcing them to play pretend? You don't know really what's going on, but they're obviously terrified of him. And he's sitting there eating like lobster at dinner, and the panel just slowly turns from him eating that to eating like tuna out of a can or something. And then it pans out to him sitting at their crappy hideout at a dinner table with like a mannequin, and I don't even remember what was over here. Maybe it was
probably a stuffed animal or something. I don't know.
Like a stuffed beer or some shit. But he's just having fake imaginary dinner with his family, and number 1 comes in. It's like, what are you doing? He's like, eating with myself, And he goes to throw the doll on the floor. He's like, don't touch her, And he's like, there's no her, there's no one but the Batman. He basically just comes in and tells him to fucking focus, quit dwelling on this. So what we're told here basically is this is the Killing Joke Joker. This is the one who had a wife and kid and did started his life a crime to try and, out of desperation, to try and make a life for them. So we're seeing that this Joker, number 3, the comedian, still misses them. And like, he's fucked up and twisted, but he still in some way misses that piece of him. Whatever.
Yeah, he has that memory.
Whatever remnant of his humanity is left in there longs to be who he was. And it's pretty fucking sad.
Yeah.
And mind you, like number 1, the old man kind of got his sad moment a little bit when they were, he'll get his a little bit later on, I think, in this issue when he talks to Red Hood. But this was one of the most like troubling scenes for the Joker I've ever seen. And Definitely one of the most and Joker's not a sympathetic character, but this was one of the few things that's ever made me feel sympathy for him in a way I don't think anything ever has before.
Yeah, this showed a lot more humanity as far as a stable mental person would show humanity compared to.
Yeah, definitely not stable. That's for fucking sure. I like the idea that he's hyper sane as opposed to insane or a complete psychopath.
Yeah.
But I guess it's another conversation for another day. So after this, we cut to Batman investigating the scene he was called to at the end of book 1, where they thought they had the other Joker pinned down, but he's already had been gone. We find a judge has been killed. He was bludgeoned to death and then had his own dog set upon him because they had
Been Jokerized.
Yeah. Batgirl eventually shows up and reports what Jason Todd did, and her and Batman have a long conversation, kind of a one-way conversation where she kind of demands what he's going to do about it. And this starts Batman's apology to her for the series, where he's like, "I'm sorry I failed you. I thought he'd be tough like you," and yada, 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 yada. What the fuck do you want him to be a good dad? He didn't have one.
Yeah.
That was kind of the whole point, right? He didn't have parents. How the fuck is he supposed to be a good parent to you guys? It seems like most, I maybe I'll have to go back and read the origin stories from those people, but it seems like most of these people kind of broke into his place and was like, "I want to be part of this. I need something." And he's like, you mean while he tried to just pay for their, let me just pay for you to go to college. You go live a normal life.
Yeah.
No, I want to be something more. Then as soon as it goes bad, "You did this to me. You manipulated things." Batman's always like, "Yes, you're right. I'm such a piece of shit. I need to be better." I'm so fucking sick of that Batman story arc. I really am. So while Batman was at the judge's place, he found a clue, but we also cut to Jason Todd, who's beating up some Joker thugs and does a little scan of their face, finds some pool chemicals, and that leads him to the closed down Gotham City Athletic Association, their pool for some reason. I guess that's the only fucking pool in Gotham.
Probably the only one big enough.
I guess he's trying to think of, I suppose you're right. Yeah, they're thinking about all the chemicals they stole because they probably knew no, they didn't, because they make a point to say that they didn't know what they stole because Ace Chemical doesn't keep records of their chemicals, which is one of the dumbest fucking things in this book. Honestly, guys, I'm sorry. That was pretty dumb. But I'm guessing that it was probably a pretty good assumption that whatever Joker was doing, it was big. So yeah. All right. I'll take it.
Yeah, because Batman says in the first book, these tanks aren't big enough to hold all the chemicals. So there's got to be somewhere else.
Oh, talking about the aquariums and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I guess they did have an understanding of the quantity. I guess if all the vats were empty wherever in Ace Chemical, it's like, well.
I don't know if it was all the vats, but there was at least one.
Want to be at least a few different chemicals because I don't think they keep a Joker cocktail lying around. I imagine that's something you have to mix, right?
I don't know.
Ace Chemical just keeps it. Well, I guess they would since he just fell into it and became that thing. It wasn't something they had to mix up. Yeah. Well, you figure you quit making that shit then. But it's a great fertilizer. Find something else. It makes people Jokers.
But it cleans everything fantastically.
It's the formula for Fabuloso. Little did you know. So while Jason goes to investigate the pool cleaning stuff, Batman had found a thumbprint on the humanitarian ward that was used to beat the judge to death, and it turns out it was Joe Chill's thumbprint. So him and Batgirl go to Blackgate, kick in Joe Chill's cell door, but he's not there.
Yeah, Batman tries to get his attention, and for some reason he can't see that the bed's empty inside the cell.
I guess he thinks that everybody else is just as good as hiding in shadow as he is. I mean, just in his mind, it's like, well, he must be hiding in the shadow. I must kick the door in and go find him because I hide in shadow all the time. Not everyone's got level 6 obfuscate, Batman. Just you. You and the Nosferatu elders. There's 2 nerds out there loving that joke.
Us.
Yeah. But it turns out Joe Chill's in stage 4 cancer. He's got a couple weeks left. He's been in the hospital for months, so he could not have possibly.
He's been in Blackgate hospital wing.
So Batman kind of just walks away, a little unsatisfied here because looked like I think he just kind of got a little bit of a hard on, thinking he had an excuse to go beat up Joe Chill for a little bit.
Yeah,
he's like, yes, I get to go. Oh shit! No, I didn't do anything this time. Fuck. I got to go masturbate and get rid of this thing. So he storms off pretty quickly. I imagine like a hard-on pressing against that fucking rubber cod piece would be very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Chafes.
Almost like a chastity belt. Chastity cage. Sorry.
So while Jason's at the pool, he sees it's full of chemicals and bodies, what seem to be dead bodies. People have been dipped in the Joker toxin, didn't survive. But one of them pops up screaming, "Help me!" And he's been all Joker-fied and kind of claws at Jason, and he kind of kicks him off of him and stuff. And you shoot the guy? He didn't shoot the guy, did he?
No,
He
I don't think so.
He's pops the gun out though, and while he's distracted, that's enough for the Jokers to nab him. And that's the last we see of Jason for a few panels. I want to be mysterious, but it's only a few panels.
Yeah.
So with Jason kidnapped, he's tied up again, and the two remaining Jokers are about to work him over a little bit. Joker number one kind of explains the plot, or as much as we get to this point, and essentially, Jason's like, are you trying to, he talks about, being the first. He's like, before Batman, I ran this city, and he's like, are you trying to imply that, that you're the first, you're the original? He's like, who is the Joker? The Joker is a concept, and so we basically, he implies that he was the original Joker, but he's been making new Jokers, trying to make a better Joker, and that the two subsequent Jokers were, people who've survived this and were successfully turned into another rendition of the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
So that three of them, I guess, have existed now throughout time and exist all at once at this point. The Golden Age, the Silver Age, and then the Bronze/Modern. And again, they go after his psyche again and talk about, it's like, you're just like us, you're in pain, you're in trauma, you hate Batman more than anybody, just like we do. You're out here, it's kind of the same thing. You're out here, being a pain in Batman's ass. You're killing people with guns. You want vengeance. You want to see people suffer who deserve to suffer. Initially, we wanted you to be the new Joker. We thought you'd be perfect, but you're just not smart enough. You're not bright enough to do it. So they decided to just beat his ass with the crowbar and leave him broken again. But Joker 3 at least says, "No, kid, I'm rooting for you. I hope you come out of this and rise up as the new Joker. Yeah, prove us wrong, buddy." But the paint job they did on his hood was great. But it's like, you took my moniker, and that's the way of it. First you're the Red Hood, then you're the Joker. And I think if they had dipped him, they might have cracked him.
Yeah,
because he was pretty close mentally to breaking. I think they could have dipped him and done him in completely. And that definitely would have been a cool storyline. But I think as we see how the series ends, I think because I thought they were going to define a new Joker with the backstory and us leave with the three Jokers dead and a fourth new one walking away from this.
Yeah.
I thought that's where they were going. I'm glad they didn't. Sorry, spoilers. But if they had to have one with a defined backstory, turning Jason Todd from the Red Hood into the Joker definitely would have been something I didn't see coming and would have been super interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And again, falling in line with that kind of same origin story to begin with, Red Hood going into trying to be a superhero, going into the life of crime.
So Batman and Batgirl eventually show up and they have to fight off all the pool people, and Batmobile kind of saves the day. I couldn't tell if he didn't activate that on purpose. Someone knocked into the button.
Yeah, I think so.
Didn't they? And it just came charging through at him. But that's one way to deal with things, I suppose. Dumb luck. You know what? Occasionally you're going to win the day that way. And however you get the job done, I suppose. Doesn't really matter. But they fight their way through. They find Jason, who's the Jokers have absconded someplace, and they find Jason beaten and broken on the floor again. He, of course, freaks out at Batman, throws the helmet at him, and, has his usual Jason Todd hissy fit. But, I mean, this time it's a little more warranted since he's just been pretty traumatized again by beaten with the crowbar in the head by the Joker again.
Yeah.
Not a good mental state. But Babs takes him back to her place and, lets him take a shower and heals his wounds, and finally tells him something that he obviously has never heard, is that they want him around. They care about him, and that, he doesn't really see it in Bruce, but she tries to convince him, Bruce wants what's best for him too. and Bruce has been beating himself up, for leaving, thinking he was dead and leaving him.
Yeah, she said everybody thought he was dead. It
But-
wasn't just Bruce, but Babs thought he was dead too.
Yeah, but they want him around and they care about him, and he's like, well, that's the first time anyone said that to me, and it means a lot, So he's obviously still just a broken child, a broken, petulant teenager who never got to develop beyond that point because he got his head caved in by a psychopath with a crowbar.
Yeah, brain damage, nerve damage.
So he's a tragic character. He really is. I can only watch that storyline of him yelling at Batman like a petulant teenager so many times before I'm just fucking annoyed with it and I lose all sympathy for him. But yeah, after saying this, they do smooch a little bit, and Barbara's like, that's not a good idea. We need to not be smooching. Because I think in her comic book, she's dating some other guy named Jason, which is really confusing.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I don't know, Jason just texted him. Like, wait, Jason? Oh no, it's some other guy named Jason. It's really confusing, guys. You have a million fucking names out there to pick. It didn't have to be Jason. But we end the second book with Bruce back at the Batcave going over the 3 files on the 3 different Jokers. And then we cut to Blackgate and the doors have been blown off and the Joker's kidnapped Joe Chill and he's forcing him to record a video. He's kidnapped Chill and now he's forcing him to record a video. And he's asking him questions. The first thing he wants him to answer is, why'd you really kill the Waynes? Tell the world why you really killed the Waynes.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we end book 2. Not really the same kind of cliffhanger we ended book 1 with, but I mean, anytime you get a series of 3, like when you're watching cartoons or whatever, it's always the first one's good, the second one's the worst one, and the third one's the best of the series. But the opening of this one was great.
Yes.
It might be my favorite scene. Oh goodness, the opening of this one though, might be my favorite scene, and then the beating and torture of Jason Todd was so well done. That scene was well done. The ending of this wasn't nearly as epic as book 1 or 2. But I would say that this has got so many great parts to it. It's more like an Empire Strikes Back of the series. I really enjoyed this one a lot.
Yeah, number 2 was good. But I agree with what you said. The third one is probably the best one out of all of them.
Speaking of the third one, the final book in the series here.
This is a fairly new one, so if anybody hasn't read the last one, sorry for spoilers.
It's been out for a week or so. Go get a pull list. Support your local comic book shop, man. They're all dying. Like, go buy comics. Go buy comics. Go buy comics. Said 3 times. Hopefully it sticks.
Small comic book shops, please.
Yeah. Or, order from our guys at Madness Comics here in Denton, Texas.
Or Y2 Comics in Fort Worth.
Okay.
I like that guy.
Okay.
He's a pretty nice guy.
So we open this book with kind of a splash panel of the 3 Jokers and then like kind of all the different failed Jokers, pictures of all the people who've been dipped in the chemicals. I'm guessing it's probably all the bodies from the pool. Our 3 heroes kind of go over it. Batman talks about the 3 Jokers and Red Hood reminds him that there's only 2. And then as soon as he finds the other ones, there's going to be 0. And they kind of snap at each other. Batman shows them against the wall and Red Hood's like, the only reason you're not turning me in is because of your identity. Don't act like you've got some moral high ground here.
Yeah.
You're doing this out of some just thing. You're only afraid to turn me in because you don't want to unmask, Batgirl's like, he's trying to help you. Like, how are you going to help me? You going to throw me in a cell? You going to forget about me? You going to throw me in Blackgate or Arkham? Is that going to help me? He's being a brat, but at the same time, Batman's just like, you don't understand. You never have, but we're going to work together on this, stop. But I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but Barbara kind of lets him know exactly what position they put him in. Kind of we talked about earlier. They get into that a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's ultimately apologetic, but he's apologetic to her, but he's never going to tell Bruce that because he's still pissed at Bruce. Because, he's a teenager. He's got daddy issues. Bruce is his surrogate daddy.
Mm-hmm.
He left him and abandoned him, so he's going to be pissy about it. No matter how many times we're bored with it. But in this scene, Batman does apologize for failing Jason, our second part of the apology tour for Batman in the series. Because can't have a Batman story arc without an apology tour. So from here, we cut back to Blackgate, and Batman's investigating Joe Chill's abduction, and he finds a bunch of letters written to Bruce that Joe had never finished and never mailed in a cell. Then we go outside, and that's when we get the conversation between Batgirl and Red Hood, where he apologizes and said he'll never do that again. And she's like, yeah, you put us in a position where we have to let you walk away. We can't do anything about it. But if you do ever do something like this again, I will unmask.
Yeah.
And, talk, the fuck's the word for it? Testify your trial. Fuck, I can't think.
You couldn't think of testify because you didn't equate tables with it.
So after this, Batman goes to Joe Chill's therapist, and he explains that Chill has been remorseful this entire time. And, Batman's like, oh, so he gets cancer and now he wants to repent. He's like, no. Since the day it happened, he's been writing these letters since then. He just doesn't know. He didn't really know how to express himself, but he's taking responsibility and he wants to make amends. And he just feels so much guilt for robbing this boy of his parents and his life and everything. And
Yeah, he says he dropped out of school. He was trying to learn in Blackgate School, and his developmental issues kept him from developing more than what he had. So that's why he never finished the letters.
While he's going through the letters, sitting there talking to the therapist, of course, he finds a couple of tickets and an invitation from the Joker to a theater because the Joker just loves dragging Batman back to theaters.
Mhm.
So I did the same thing in Joker War, which again we'll go over at some point after this, but it's the same kind of thing. It ultimately ends with a theater playing Zorro, the Mask of Zorro, and it's just. Tyrion the Fourth and Geoff Johns are both two of my favorite writers, but they both just kind of had the same kind of climactic final battle location for both their stories and the Joker that have just come out. So maybe it wouldn't have been as noticeable if they were like a year apart, but they're coming out literally at the same time. So it's a little more like, what the fuck? So our heroes arrive at the theater and they all, take different entrances and infiltrate the place. As soon as Batman walks into the main theater, though, the screen pops up and the video that Joe Chill, the Joker forced Joe Chill to make, starts playing. Batgirl and Red Hood are attacked by Jokerized ushers.
Yeah.
Wearing purple usher outfits, which actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
They fight them for a little while, and Batgirl's kind of getting overrun. And all of a sudden, one of the Jokerized ushers gets shot, and she thinks it's Jason again shooting people, and turns out it was Joker number 3 showing up, and this is supposedly the Joker who shot her and paralyzed her. He's got the camera again, just a little reminder of who he is. But Jason makes his way to their position, and as he does, he doesn't see Joker, who from behind shoots him in the shoulder. But of course, Batgirl attacks, shoves his camera in his face, and that kind of kicks off their fight between those three. Cut back to Batman and Joker 1, who's on the catwalks with Joe Chill tied up, and he's basically, revealing the end game here is that the Joker 1 wants to be everything to Batman. He wants to be his all-consuming pain, and to do that, he's going to make the perfect Joker in Joe Chill. Joe Chill's the one who made Batman. So what better person to be the Joker than Joe Chill? So he goes to dump him in. He's got a bomb strapped to his chest, old school Joker style, and a Zippo lighter, and he's like, don't come near, or I'll light the dynamite. And of course, the shit goes wrong on the catwalk because, it's the Joker and it's the old school Joker. So shit always goes wrong. Zippo lighter falls in the vat, setting the chemicals on fire, but he's still going to kick Joe, cut Joe Chill loose and drop him in the flaming chemicals. And then a phoenix of a Joker will be born from the flames and stuff. And
yeah, I think he makes the point to say this is still going to happen as he's cutting the rope for Joe Chill. But yeah.
But Batman, of course, swoops in and grabs Joe at the last second and kicks the Joker through a fucking wall. And we have this nice little moment where Joe kind of like says, I never meant to do this, and apologize, or never really even thanks Batman for saving his life. And Batman's like, you're welcome. And they kind of have a nice little moment. And Joker 1's like, well, I guess we're all going to go out together. And he's about to set the bomb off when he's shot in the head. And you're like, oh, Jason got another one, but nope, it's Joker 3. Here's our twist, man.
But it's funny though, because as they're showing the body of the Joker with the dynamite strapped to him, the fucking flag is up. There just says bang from the dynamite.
I didn't notice that. Yeah. That's funny.
It's hilarious. So it's not even real dynamite. It's fucking phony dynamite like he would have.
What was he going to blow up then? Maybe it was dynamite and just had a bang thing anyway because he's an asshole.
I don't know.
But Joker 3 shoots Joker 1 in the head. And it's like, throws his gun down. It's like, I want off this ride.
Yep, we're done.
I'm done. Yeah, it's over. I'm done. And that's it.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, that's it. He ends it. He started and he's like, I'm done with this, and just out. And then we get our wrap up in the paddy wagon. Batman rides with the Joker, and the Joker kind of explains why he did what he did. And he's like, number 2 just wanted to laugh at people suffering. That's fucking common. Where's the fun in that? And number 1 was a delusional man. Like, he wanted a defined Joker, a Joker with a backstory, a better Joker. What the fuck's a better Joker? All right. None of these things are the Joker. I am chaos. I'm the devil. I am everything to you and I am nothing. The Joker doesn't need a defined backstory. The Joker doesn't need to be some man. So I convinced the old man that Joe Chill would be the perfect new Joker, because I knew how this would end. I knew it would end with you forgiving him in your heart and letting that go. So he was no longer the biggest pain to you. So I can be the biggest pain to you. I am the biggest fucking pain to you. He's like, what's the twist here? There's no twist except for that fucking knife that I'm going to twist over and over again and cause you so much pain.
Until I decide I want to kill you.
Until I decide to drive it into your heart. It was a beautiful, beautiful monologue.
Yes.
Establishing kind of how we all feel about the Joker, I think, as fans. It's kind of like the Doctor in Doctor Who. That's why this last season was so damn offensive, I think, to a lot of people, and that they kind of retconned and tried to establish a history for a Doctor when you never should have even attempted it. We don't want the history for the Joker. We want it, ambiguous. The Red Hood thing is kind of the closest thing you can hang your hat on, but the fact that it was never concrete was good. It's like, if you kind of had to have something to look to, that's fine, but you never know for sure,
Yeah. And I mean, with the 52 different universes,
oh yeah,
who knows? That could have been a story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the killing, whatever universe the Killing Joke happens in, which I guess bleeds through the main universe because we had the paralyzation of the Oracle. So that's the only thing that bugs me, is because like that one, like, it's also implied at the end of that. I like to think that Batman killed the Joker at the end of Killing Joke. Hence the Killing Joke, the name of the damn thing, because no one else dies in that thing otherwise. It's the joke that finally caused the Batman to kill him and snap. I like that interpretation of it. So I don't really like it part of the main continuity. I think they probably should have taken Barbara and like, you can take that part and go do that in Detective Comics or Batman, something a little less sinister. But if you want to make that part of the whole story arc, then maybe just do it elsewhere, so you can still say Killing Joke is its own separate timeline somewhere. I don't know. That's me being nitpicky, I guess. But also, during this monologue, the third Joker it states that the first Joker created him, but then also says, or did I create him? You know what I mean? He flips it back and forth, so he tries to keep things as ambiguous as possible, so we can keep the air of mystery about the Joker going. But I'm guessing Joker number 3, the comedian, is our modern day Joker, the sadistic one that we've all kind of fallen in love with. If timelines work out that way. Then after this, we get Babs burning out another treadmill. Red Hood writes her a "I love you" letter and tapes it to her door, and it falls off and gets brushed away. Because with all the fucking tech they have, he decides to write a damn letter and tape it with the shittiest fucking tape in the entire world, apparently. Like, you couldn't splurge for a little Scotch brand shit.
Or even slide it underneath her door.
Yeah, fuck me. You're an idiot. You deserve that. You deserve her not knowing. She's better off without you because you're an idiot. Yep. Maybe we'll say it's the brain damage from being hit in the head with the crowbar twice.
Again.
Yeah. But Bruce goes off to a retreat with Alfred in Alaska. And that's where we get the reveal that Bruce says that he's known the Joker's name since the second week he met the Joker. But we get the flashbacks to the wife and the kid, implying that the Joker is and was and always has been the Killing Joke Joker. He does have a wife and kid. And the reason why Batman, he's like, who the Joker's real name is doesn't matter. And no one will ever know, because if they do know, they'll find that wife and kid and they'll nenever have a normal life. They'll never have a moment of peace. Yep. So it's
not only from the Joker, but from people, press, civilians. Yeah.
So it's the Joker's secret identity is almost more important than a superhero's, which is an interesting way of looking at it. So let's talk about the series as a whole. Now we've gone beat by beat. Let's talk about this whole thing. Walking the line is that speech he gave in the back.
Mhm.
Crossing it is that denouement showing for sure killing Joker's our Joker and the Red Hood origin, which again is an old one from Bill Finger and stuff like that. It's not like it's something modern that Alan Moore did.
Mhm.
But it's the one most people go with was the Red Hood origin. I just don't like knowing for sure. And I think this did too much to tell us for sure. I don't like the fact that there's 3 different Jokers, really, honestly. I like the Joker is so unique of an entity that he can't be duplicated. And he's so fucked up and interesting. That's what makes him, he's special. You know what I mean? I think he's one of the greatest villains of all time. And to have more than one of them kind of dilutes it to me. But the way they did it here, in that the Joker has been making more Jokers with the same chemicals, it's definitely an interesting story.
Mhm.
Not what I want in the main timeline, but it was good the way it was told here. And it definitely explains his different personality traits through the ages.
It does. And I mean, even still, yes, we get the semi-concrete evidence of it's the killing Joker, but we're not sure that that's the Joker who stayed. Because even still, they still could have gone back and forth, back and forth. We've already established that they act and think the same, with the same call out and the flips and the coin flip.
Well, they
have the same shared.
Well, no, one looks different. Number one looks different. The lip.
Mhm.
He looks like an old dude. Like he specifically looks. He looks different
Mhm.
than the other ones do. And then they make a point that whenever they showed the dead guy, the dead one, that this is number 2. This is the clown. This is the goofy one with Gaggy and the stuff. The only one left was the one who was reminiscing about the family anyway. And then we cut to this with Bruce Wayne going, "Oh, I know who he is," and it cuts to the picture of the family confirming that that's who that is. So, yeah, the one left is killing Joker.
All right.
I really liked this series. I really liked the story. I think Geoff Johns tells a great story, but I think it crossed over to a point where I don't want it to be part of a main continuity. I like the idea of the Joker just being a single entity. I don't like the idea of there being more than one Joker, because I know it's something they flirted with before this also. I like the Joker that had his face cut off was a different one, which I didn't like that gag either. I thought that was kind of stupid. Yep. The Joker is, outside of Cobra Commander, probably one of my favorite characters and villains of all time. And this storyline was a really good way to, I think it paid respect to all the different eras of the Joker, wrapped them into one thing, and then killed them off to where we did end with, I think, where Geoff Johns was kind of like, in the Joker's voice, was kind of yelling for the fans. We got what we wanted, There's one Joker. He is this. He is chaos. He is defined by all the things that we love about him. And we've killed off those older aspects of the Joker that conflicted with what we feel about him today and what we think about him today. Yeah. So again, great story. Well done. Well written. We ended up with exactly what we wanted. I feel like it was delivered well and paid off well. Me personally being nitpicky, I never wanted to go there in the first place, but we did, and we did it okay.
Yeah, it was a great story. Like I said, at the end, I was satisfied with it. I was afraid we're gonna get either too much or get left off.
I was afraid we were gonna have a defined Joker with the history. That going forward, we were gonna have Jason Todd as the Joker, and we know the Joker's real name is Jason Todd. Which, interesting, but not something I ever wanted.
No. To
have a defined Joker. And again, that's what they say here. The Joker himself says a defined Joker is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And he's right. It is completely fucking ridiculous. So I like where they went with it. Geoff Johns is a genius. I missed the collaborations between him and EVS. Would you recommend it, man?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. If you got what? They're $7 a piece, $25. Pick it up. Definitely pick it up.
Yeah, and some of these covers have already shot up to $15 in value. So if you can still find them on the shelf at regular, go check the
small local comic shops.
Yeah, and check and see what the price guide says they are, and see if they're still on sale at cover price at the shop, and pick it up. You may be making a couple of dollars just by picking up the damn comic.
Yeah, and they all came with a little Joker card.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us in this inaugural episode of Bagged and Board. After this, we're probably going to bring you the Joker War in a few different stages. It's a little bit bigger than this. I mean, this was kind of unwieldy to do all at once. So we'll probably break it down from here. Every 2 weeks, we'll have one of these. And on the Fridays where we don't have a bagged in board, that's when we'll bring you a reanimated or another movie review. So that'll be the new schedule going forward, guys. Movie reviews and bagged in boards every Friday. Our Heels Up weekend wrestling review on Sundays. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. I hope you guys are enjoying the new stuff. Hope you're enjoying the new format. And if you have any suggestions on comic books you want us to, kind of go over and comment on, then, shoot us an email or comment below or wherever the hell you kids do. Emojis. I think those are a thing, right?
Yeah, those are the things that Reggie likes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck emojis. Don't do that. All right, guys. Thanks for being here and tell your mom to buy some comic books.